Hey everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for not a random run day, but a special request by longtime member of the Mosh Pit and longtime contributor to the comment section, Dennis, who has been keeping up with a request for a Tainted Isaac run. So here you go, Dennis. This one is especially for you, and we're still waiting for the next video across 3,000 likes. We have so many videos from this past week that are just on the cusp of 3,000. If you'd like to go back and check them out as well as just support the channel, then go click the like button. It's the best thing you can do to get the like streak counter back on schedule. If we continue to kind of struggle here, I may end up switching up the like streak goal to something else. If it's just not something with that everyone's is interested in, that's no problem at all. Yeah, you know, it's all about constant state of feedback. So here's your artwork of the day of the first ever, I believe anyway, first ever back-to-back meme/artwork of the day. This time again sent in by Sensei Stranger E. Title thread was Invicta logo inspired by Megastan and an IRL goat skull. Absolutely incredible work. I love your art style. I love the shading. I love the coloring. Everything is so good. They also went on to say, just scribbling along, I've been kind of hyper-focused on drawing skulls for the past few days. So yeah, here you go. Just tried something simple and a few colors, but sad I didn't choose a softer red. But when I did, that first dot, I had to commit. Thank you very much to Sensei Stranger E. Again, amazing artwork. I am blown away by your commitment to keep on doing this and honored, honestly, that I'm a theme there. So thank you very much. All right. Oh, well, we're starting with the Curse the XL, Zulu November 8-6, Golf Romeo 8 Charlie. So we're starting off with Tainted Isaac. Tainted Isaac is a character that I don't really have too many problems with. He can be a little bit of a nuisance to play, only just because you're limited in the amount of inventory that you can carry. And what I mean by that is you only have 8 spots. You basically have only eight spots plus your active item to be able to carry anything. You can pick stuff up and put it down at will. Some items you'll lose their benefits, like tears upgrades and damage upgrades. Some items, despite you dropping them, will give you and make you maintain a passive benefit, like you pick up a kamikaze, or not kamikaze, but a remote detonator. You still get to keep the 5 bombs. HP, obviously, you can pick those up and put them down, and you will not lose your HP at all. So there's ways to game the system as Tainted Isaac, but he is not someone that I generally play a whole lot, just because, again, I don't like my options limited. Of course, you can see the other feature of Tainted Isaac here is the fact that you can get you will always have a rotating item pedestal, no matter where you go. So item rooms, devil deals, shops, angel deals, etc., etc. You will always have 2 items to choose from, even on Curse the Blind, obviously. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that anytime soon. But yeah, we're just going to be making our way here. Again, I maintain and I keep telling people that I always read the comment section as much as I can, and Dennis has been a longtime contributor into the comments, even before we started doing the question of the episodes, and he has consistently been on the answering and even getting top comments a couple of times. So, Dennis has also been doing a very long, over a month or 2 long, request for Tainted Isaac. So I figured, why not? I think that every now and then stuff like this is fun. It also challenges me. I know that we have someone else, and apologies for not remembering who it is. I actually went to look for your name, but I couldn't find it readily anyway. But we also have someone who has been asking for Tainted Eve for a very long time. And, that is something that we will end up doing. I thought about doing it today, but I couldn't find your name. So please post your comment, and I will recognize it. Now, one thing I will say is someone else has been requesting Tainted Jacob, and I went on the record to say that I will never willingly play Tainted Jacob, just because I don't think it makes for a fun viewing experience. As evidenced by us doing greedier runs every now and then, people really don't like. A majority of viewers do not like the more challenging stuff because it takes my focus away from my general style and cadence with commentary, and it kind of morphs it into, like, we got to be really, really hyper focused on making sure that we're not going to die, especially if it's a character that if it's just a bad run, and obviously the complaint train comes out and people don't like that. So I think that it's mutually beneficial for me not to play characters that I really just don't vibe with, and he is tippy tip top of the character that I hate the most. I mean, I really don't like Tainted Lazarus, but I really, really don't like Tainted Jacob. So, yeah. But, I mean, Random Run Day, Random Tainted Run Day, that is always going to be a sort of a risk there. I mean, we have so many great comment streakers. We have another person who's been counting the characters that I play. I'm mostly Eden, obviously. Yeah, we're going to go with Eat here to give us some HP. Got Larry. Oh my goodness, it's mega Larry. So Epiphora is nice to start with, but here's the thing that I really like about Tainted Isaac, and it's a little bit contradictory to what I just got done talking about when we first started this video, and that is the the limiting nature of Tainted Isaac's inventory means that you have to be extremely picky with what you pick up. No pun intended there. And that sort of turns your Isaac runs into a mini roguelite. I'll talk about it on the next floor. I'm also pausing to take a honeys here. Yes, the cough has been worse today. Been pretty bad today. So what I mean by it turns it into a mini roguelite, essentially, because you have to have kind of a limited filter on what you can and shouldn't take or don't want to take, you have to be more strategic when it comes to your build style. Look for synergies, game the system, take the HP upgrades, take the ones that give you temporary stuff that turn into permanent stuff, like the quarter. And I think that makes for a very interesting dynamic. Okay. I was trying to take Schoolbag there, game, but turned into Mr. Mega. Did end up getting Mom's Ring, which is going to give us a nice damage upgrade. And Soul of Eve, which we can use against the boss. But yeah, it really does kind of force you into thinking a little obtusely. Looking at the broader scale of what makes a winning Isaac run for any character. And this is certainly one of those times where, I'd advocate for a lot of stuff in this game, but, having a dedicated item description mod that's actually like canon, like inside of the game, really would help out newer players without them having to download mods. Or, of course, if they're on the console, then that means that they don't have access to mods. And I just think that's something that Isaac should just have at the base value at this point. Well, we're already here. We might as well go fight the boss real quick. It's going to be Chub. It's not buttless Chub, unfortunately. Well, we get Binky or we get a Tears Up. I'm going to take Binky because it's just a greater Tears Up for us. Oh my goodness. Okay. Obviously, we have to go Genesis here. So if we end up running out of good options, we can use Genesis and then just completely re-roll stuff. We can also use it in sort of an outward or sort of a sneaky strategic way, and getting out of a room or a floor that we don't like. But what I'm trying to say is if you want a good character to train as, that forces you to take the best available option, or at least at the very least have interesting thoughts about what items you should take versus which ones you shouldn't or you probably can't, play Tainted Isaac. He is a very, very, very good teacher when it comes to that. Now, going back to something else that we talked about the other day, discussing, you know, I need to sort of take care of myself, and you know, multiple doctors have told me that I need to stop talking, yada yada yada. I finally decided on what I'm going to do for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to some of my content creator friends and trusted members of the Mosh Pit. And essentially, what we're going to do is I'm going to have a week, just straight up week, of me not recording anything for Isaac, but we will still have Isaac content on here. So theoretically, if all my friends and people I've spoken to get back to me, which already a couple of them at the time of this recording already have. A great shot with that bomb. A few of them either don't own Isaac or they don't want to play for themselves, which means that they're going to be adding commentary around my footage. So I'm basically going to be playing silently, and then this person or persons will be doing commentary over my gameplay. And I don't want to spoil who's going to be on there yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do to solve the whole, like, you know, multiple doctor's orders. You need to just take a break and not talk. No streaming, no recording, no nothing for a week. And also accomplish me not breaking my sort of, you know, just not only the upload streak, but just entirely making sure that, like, you guys and gals still have content here. Because you gotta remember, I've been doing a video every single day since 2014, since July 2nd, and I don't plan on stopping. I don't plan on, you know, a little bit of vocal cord issues or coughing issues is going to break that. But I have instructed some of my friends. I said, you know, if you could record your own Isaac runs, just make sure they're, like, you know, about at least 30 minutes is what I said. I gave them very, very general rules, which was make sure they're at least 30 minutes and no swearing. That's about it. Everything else is going to be like a total surprise to me, and I'll be watching them. A couple of my moderators will be filtering them just in case. You know, one of my friends just kind of forgets what I told him. You know, if I need to edit out or bleep out anything, but hopefully that won't happen. We can get rid of Brittle Bones and then pick up Montezuma's, I think. Because obviously Brittle Bones offers us a permanent ear sub. Then we can just get rid of it. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a week of friends and you know, close members of the Mosh Pit to do 7 videos total, and those will take place in my daily content for the time being until, you know, the time is up and my voice is kind of fixed. Now, something else that I want to talk about that we did mention about, you know, possible solutions to this problem. We can take stem cells temporarily and then get rid of it in the devil deal. Abba Ding Dong, as well as, yeah, this is tough. I think we gotta go. We gotta go Abaddon here. More damage is movement speed, right? Now we can get rid of Brittle Bones. because I'm not anticipating I'm picking up any other. I'm not anticipating picking up any more HP or any more bone hearts. And we can get rid of Mr. Mega because Epa 4 is just going to be better here. And yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about when I'm talking about, like, you know, picking and choosing. There's the Lost. But before we go any further, I want to go back to last week's question of the episode because I'm going to be on this next subject for a bit. First episode was, what is your take on Maggie? Very plain and simple. The most upvoted comment came in from, I'm going to say, Zelaq, who said, I think she has the most amazing lore of all the characters, especially with the plot twist in Repentance. But gameplay-wise, she's a bit boring because I like Soul Heart-centric gameplay more. And yeah, I mean, Soul Heart lovers out there are going to not really vibe with Maggie a whole lot. And obviously, I'm not going to spoil like what the twist is in Repentance about Maggie, but you should definitely go check it out. You know, I've been very vocal that I'm not a huge fan of a lot of Repentance, but one thing that they did do very right was expand on the lore in the universe of Isaac. And I don't think anyone will say that they didn't. I think that might be a little disingenuous. So thank you, Zelaq. The second most upvoted comment came in. It was actually a tie for second, and third was James Smoller, 470077. Boring character for me overall, except for the fact that sack rooms are often a little bit more doable on the first floor. And that's a great way to look at it. You know, it's like Maggie may be a boring character to some. But if you look at Maggie and her strengths, and of course, the biggest one being just how tanky she is at the start, you can really do a lot. I mean, this has been the year of the sack room, and you know, 2023, if anything, has shown people in Isaac just how strong your builds can get with basically nothing but HP. I thought it was there, but apparently not. It was here. So last but not least, we had Dennis. Shout out to Dennis. I actually didn't even know that was the third most upvoted comment. Who said, not my cup of tea personally, or honestly, she's basically a slower version of Isaac with more health and a worse active item. It's hard to compare to Isaac, and I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's fair to throw in the D6 as one of the chief concerns about, you know, just not being a fantastic character, because with Yumheart, you can modify Yumheart, especially with getting like Nun's Habit or with the 4.5 volt, especially with the 4.5 volt. You can really do a lot if you're looking at a purely red heart build for Maggie. And I think that, you know, saying that, yeah, of course she doesn't have the D6 to start off with anyway, but I don't think it's really necessarily an equivalent comparison. That's just my personal opinion. And of course, I'm not trying to argue with Dennis, especially not on his own episode, but yeah, that's just how I feel on that. I understand definitely what you're saying, but slightly disagree with saying that with taking the D6 into account. But yes, she does have a worse item than the D6, but that does not mean that Yumheart is totally useless. Yumheart really synergizes with what Maggie is, just a very tanky, very methodical, very, very stout character. Okay. Well, thank you all very much. Reminder to everyone out there, if you post on the official thread of the question of the episode, and you get anywhere in the top 3 most upvoted comments on that video or that thread, you will be read on the following week's video. This has been working out very well for people. And now going back to that idea that I was talking about, where we sort of mentioned it the other day when I was saying, you know, I don't know what the elegant solution is going to be yet for not talking for an entire week. All I know is that I'm not going to disobey multiple doctor orders. That being said, I mentioned the fact that, like, you know, wouldn't it be cool to have, and this was something that I piggybacked off of an idea that a member of the Mosh Pit emailed me about. Wouldn't it be neat to have members of the mosh pit do essentially what I'm trying to get my friends to do, and you know, have them do. They can do a Sinvicta impersonation, you know, do their own thing, like that sort of stuff. And of course, I would link their channels and everything. Did we go in the item room? I don't remember. It's Curse of Lost. At this point, I don't care. So we talked about that, and people were really digging the idea for the most part. But I don't think that's what I want right now. Really need movement speed, but I want. Yeah, okay. Our tiers are still not capped yet. We can get rid of Abaddon, but I'd feel a little bit strange about that. We can get rid of themselves, and we maintain. Essentially, we maintain all the stats. We can't pick this up and get an HP upgrade again. So there's no reason doing that. Yeah, we still have Genesis. So to piggyback off of that idea and seeing the reaction of people, I think what I'm going to do is I am still going to go through with that idea, except save those for YouTube live streams. I think it would be very fun once a week. And I'm not saying I'm not dedicating to once a week right now. I'm just saying it would be cool to dedicate one day a week to watching other people's runs. Like as in like, you know, y'all record yourself, put your commentary in, do whatever you want. And I'll watch them on stream and kind of critique and see where we can improve if there is a need for improvement. I think that would be fun. You know, and I'd of course be respectful, but you know, if someone's not like super great at the game, or they're looking for help, or they're entertaining, but you know, need to practice on certain things. Like I think that would be an interesting watch for a lot of people. Some people may not dig it. Some people might. I'm not sure. That's why we're just gonna find out. Let's go for a old deposit. Unfortunately, oh no, we still have karma. Oh, okay. We can play that judgment, which could theoretically spawn us with a HP upgrade. But anyway, I'm thinking about doing that, implementing it. It's kind of like a take for those of you who were around a couple years ago on Seed League Heroes, where people would the concept of the show was people would send me their worst seeds on Isaac, and then I would attempt to play them. And I believe it was the second episode that ended the entire series because it was so bad. And then I actually replayed that run one time, I think, a long time ago as a like streak goal or something like that. And then I ended up beating that run. I did die on the original one, but I ended up beating the other one. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm thinking about doing. I think that based on the response of people in the mosh pit, it seems like a lot of people want to see some community involvement when it comes to Isaac, and I think that's a great idea. I think it'd be a good way to sort of expand and just be a little bit more inclusive to everyone who's been watching the channel, especially those of you who have your own YouTube channels. Of course, I'm not a huge YouTuber by any means, but I've got a little bit of reach, a little bit. I think it's a respectable amount. I don't aim to be the biggest or the best. I just aim to be me. So what I would need from people, and don't worry, I'm not just gonna flippantly put people on my my main channel without being filtered and everything, but the requirements are still going to be the same as I was talking about the other day. You must be able to speak English, and no swearing, and keeping the video over 30 minutes. Excuse me a minute. Sorry about that. I actually ended up having to pause the recording because I got into a coughing fit there. But yeah, the requirements would simply just be, speak English, keep the videos over 30 minutes, and no swearing. And also not, not talking about like subjects that you wouldn't hear in this Invicta video. If you've been watching me long enough, you know what I do and don't talk about. So, but these will also be filtered, so it's not like someone's gonna be able to get past some funny business. So they're all pretty bad. Excuse me, these are all pretty bad. I really don't want to give it. We can't get rid of anything really. So we'll see. At this point, I honestly don't know if we're gonna rip Genesis or not. Although it would be fun to skip the cathedral, so we don't have to go fight Isaac. So the Hierophant card is good. There was a comment the other day. Someone asked, how come we're not going to Lamb or Alt Path or Beastie or anything lately. If you couldn't tell, the cough is kind of limiting me from doing extended videos. Even like the live streams and stuff with Pokemon and everything, I have to kind of limit these days. So that's kind of the reason why it's obviously a little bit lower stress as well to go fight Blue Baby than the Lamb. And also like it gives me more time to talk about stuff instead of like focusing on, oh, we're gonna die or anything like that. That was a terrible terrible Sinvicta impersonation there, done by me. Should be to the right of here, pretty much guaranteed. And we're really harping on our tears rate being able to carry us here with the bird's eye activation. Maybe we can take the AAA battery. It doesn't do much for Genesis, and by not do much, I mean literally does nothing. Although it would be cool if it gave you like Super Genesis or something. I think a very neat mod, and you can take this as a free idea from your buddy Sinvicta, those you mod makers out there. There was a Path of Exile League not that long ago. Take Blue Cap here, even though we need the movement speed. I want the HP so we could maybe take a Devil Deal. We could turn into Black Judas, which would solve all of our problems. If we turn into Black Judas, we will be able to get rid of the Tainted Isaac passive, which kind of defeats the purpose of playing it. Yeah, we don't need Guppy's Eye, or honestly, we always need equals power, but what does our damage go down to, I wonder? Our damage is actually higher with Money Equals Power. Okay. Lose 1 damage there. Goes back to 7 with Mom's Ring, but Money Equals Power, it potentially can get even better. So we're gonna stick with this. So we have a Stars card, which we're going to use in the chest as well. But for now, I don't think we're probably going to get any more items. And if we're going to end up turning into Black Judas, we need to do so before using Genesis. See what's inside of this locked door here, and it's going to be a global de-sizzle. I think that will be okay. I don't think Dennis would mind too much if we turn into Black Judas. To me, that's the only way that using Genesis makes sense, unless if we were going to die. I mean, we still don't really know, but this one's pretty powerful for having only 8 items and an active item that we're actively not using. I think I'm gonna go with do that, and then what we can do is we can turn into Black Judas now. Well, I guess we don't have to do it now because we're not really planning on turning to. We're not using Genesis until the cathedral. We can always turn into Black Judas there. Although it would be kind of nice to see what's in the chest. Obviously, again, the only reason why we're going to turn to Black Judas is essentially because we're planning on using Genesis on the next floor. And we're going to lose the ability to turn into Black Judas when we use Genesis. Okay, so again, need to turn to Black Judas here. Gonna hit ourselves and yeet ourselves out of this room. Now we are Black Judas. So now we can rip Genesis. Here we go. Definitely got to go with Torn Photo. Let's go ahead and get our three soul hearts out of the way now. Guest consolation prize. Definitely want Eye of Belial. Piece of juice is fine. More tears upgrade. Yeah, we got to get more tears. Incubus or Incubus with a mark. That's tough, man. I think we got to go Incubus, but that's really tough. Okay, that's it. So yeah, we don't get a whole lot of items here. Again, just the nature of Genesis, and I am glad that we did get our 3 soul hearts. So, Tainted Eyes that got us here. It's going to be regular Judas. Close it out. Oh my goodness! Now our damage is going to get sick, nasty, crazy. You can also end up using Larynx as well for a very quick boss kill. As you can see, we did not lose the Polaroid, but we did lose everything else, including the ability to be Tainted Isaac. I think Dennis is going to be okay with that, though. He wants to see everyone have fun. A long Mega Troll Bomb. Now, despite us being Black Judas, that does not mean that we are immortal. Yeah, see, the thing is that we can't keep taking damage. And we do enough damage to really power through anything. I am missing Epiphora. Larynx is charged. How did that not kill one of you? Okay. I hated using larynx there, but we kind of had to. And I'm pretty sure we've only got we only have 2 HP left. We're not down to 1. Now we're down to 1. Amazing. All right, well, we got to power through it here, Judas. Movement speed worries me a little bit. That was that was a lot closer than it should have been. I'm pretty sure we're at 1 HP. In fact, I'm gonna check. It's the end of the run, so I don't mind doing this. If you get mad at me for doing this, whatever. I'm gonna remove the curse just to see what our HP was at. I'm pretty sure we were at 1. Okay, I'm just gonna give myself black candle then. Yeah, we were at 1 HP for that. I knew it was close. But we did get the dub eventually. Thank God we turned into freaking Black Judas. That was way closer than it should have been. But that's going to do it, everyone. Have a great start to your new week here in the Mosh Pit. And then for your question of the episode today, again, it's going to be non-Isaac related. This time around, what is your take on having community contents for the live stream like I was planning? Having it maybe once a week or maybe once every other week, where we go through user and Mosh Pit submitted videos and then play them on stream, and we review them and kind of critique them and just have fun sitting back and chilling and watching some Isaac gameplay. Post them in the comments down below. Top 3 most upvoted will be read on next week's episode. And thank you again, everyone, for the support. I really appreciate it. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Picasso, Zombie Fingers, and Raven Wolf 45. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of the Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.